Hey, today I'm going to talk to you about my most dreadful anxiety symptom that I had. Oh, so scary. It was derealization and depersonalization. This could also be called Dpdr, it could also be called feelings of unreality, it could also be called dissociation. It's under the umbrella of dissociation. In any case, it is a horrible, horrible experience, and if you already experience it, then I don't have to tell you that because you already know. But for some clarification on what it is and for some help on what I did, I'm here to talk to you about that in this video. First of all, how I experienced Dpdr, specifically derealization, was I felt as though I was in a dream. I knew that I was awake, but it still felt as though I was dreaming, like things around me weren't real. When I would talk to my family members or my friends, I knew that I knew them, I knew that they were familiar, but it didn't seem as though I really knew them. When I was looking at things around me or when I was driving, it seemed as though everything was super foggy. It seemed as though I was looking at life almost through a very dirty glass, or like I had a film layer over my eyes. This was super hard to deal with. It was very challenging. Same thing with depersonalization. Depersonalization was a feeling of being out of body. It was an out-of-body experience that would happen for no reason at all. I would be kind of up here watching myself with depersonalization. In addition, when I would go look in the mirror, I would see myself and it wouldn't look like me, and I would be like, is that really me? And I would actually question that. So Dpdr are very frightening experiences. And how I kind of would describe them as a whole is that it feels as though you are high on some type of drug, and it's a terrible high that you can't come down from, and you don't want to be high. So it's almost like you're fighting yourself and you're fighting the experience that you're having. Now, I stand here today and I tell you that I do not have Dpdr anymore. In fact, I wouldn't be able to talk about Dpdr with you if I did have it, because it was that traumatic for me in the moment where I was so afraid of it that if I talked about it, it actually made it worse for me. So now that I can talk about it, now that I can tell you how I got better from it, I am super excited to share what helped me most. So for derealization, depersonalization, it is your brain's way of protecting itself. It's almost as if it senses trauma and anxiety and it wants to go do and protect you and kind of put like a wall in between you and the outside world. And that quite literally is what it's doing. It's protecting you. Now, if you experience Dpdr, you're like, this does not feel like protection. In fact, this feels a lot like scary and more anxiety and almost dangerous. Unfortunately, thinking that it's dangerous, fearing the Dpdr or fighting the Dpdr will keep it coming back. So I'm sure you're already sitting there thinking, oh no, I fear it a lot. I'm very scared of it. Or I'm often fighting those feelings. I'm often wanting to jump out of my body when it happens. Fearing and fighting Dpdr keeps it coming back around. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to really take that fight or flight, that fear response out. It's okay to feel afraid when the Dpdr comes around, but what's not okay is to talk yourself into being more afraid and to scare yourself even deeper. We call that fear of fear. You don't want the fear of fear, so try to take that out. What you want to do is you want to label the feelings that you're having as Dpdr when they arise. So when you start to have it, when you start to dissociate, you're gonna tell yourself, okay, I know that this is Dpdr, I know that I don't wanna feel like this right now, but I'm accepting the fact that I feel like it right now. You know why? Because no matter what I do or say, unfortunately, it's gonna be here right now, right? There's nothing you can do or say to make it go away in that moment. You have to kind of sit with it and let it be there and let it kind of do its thing and protect you for a hot second. It will lift. It always lifts. I comes back, but it always lifts. Eventually, it will go away and stay away like it did for me. But you need to take that fear response out, and you need to take that fight response out. That's the very first thing. The second thing is there are several grounding techniques that you can do for Dpdr. Some of them I really do believe in. I don't believe that they help me get out of the cycle forever. I do believe that allowance and taking the fear out got me out forever. However, in the moment, to ground yourself from Dpdr, some of these things you might find to be really helpful. For example, if you're feeling as though you're floating and off of the ground, it's important that you plant both of your feet on the ground to really set yourself down. You can even sit and have both feet on the ground, no crossing of the legs. You're physically grounding yourself into the floor. You're physically grounding yourself and your body. The second thing that some people do find to be helpful is ice. You can put a little bit of ice on the wrist and that's no problem. You could have some cold ice water and that will help. However, this will only provide for temporary relief, temporary solutions. It will not stop the Dpdr from coming back. What will stop the Dpdr from coming back is taking the fear out and allowing it to have its time, allowing it to do its thing, and eventually, once it sees that it's not protecting you and that you're not afraid of it, it will go away, it will stay away, and you will be so happy that you put in that hard work to make it go and stay away. So my overall thoughts are, if you are dealing with Dpdr right now, my heart goes out to you. I really remember how tough it was. I really remember how it just felt almost impossible to move forward because it was such a feeling of being high and not disconnected would be the perfect word. I know that it's hard to describe to people who don't understand it. So I hope that this video resonated with you. And I hope that you can try some of the tips that I shared today. If you liked this video, please share it and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.